Hello and welcome to Distributed Systems and Blockchain in the News. My name is Thomas Borczek, and this week in the news we have the following topic, and we have yet another article about the depegging of UST. The interesting part is that we see now lots of those articles that are analyzing what happened. They show graphs, they show the exact dates, they show the transactions. So we see more and more of those articles, which is very nice. So they have a here nice summary what actually happened, how the price was impacted. Since everything is open blockchain, all the data is there. We just need to grab it and make some nice graphs, and then you can start analyzing it. And from what they found, nothing new from what we saw last week. So they have here the three key observations that it started on Saturday, May 7th, with the withdrawal of UST in the Curve protocol. The second point is they saw some Anchor protocol outflows on the 7th until the 9th, and on the 9th May they saw some crypto market sell-offs, which also accelerated this depegging. So this is another great article about the depegging of UST, about what happened with Terra Luna, and we will see in future more of those articles with in-depth analysis, with nice graphs, with links to the blockchain. So I really enjoy reading those articles. The next article is about fallacies of distributed systems. I already mentioned those in my lecture. So this is the lecture, the second lecture in slide 11, the 8 fallacies. And in this article, we have some nice graphs. So these ones here, the text, yeah, these ones here. The text is okay. I really like the graphs. So they show where the problem might be. So the network is reliable. So if we have here a network, this may break, and but also this may break. So they have here nice graphs to illustrate what those 8 fallacies are. The text is okay. Let's put it this way. Then another article is about DRAM prices, about DDR5, which is the successor of the DDR4, which is currently available on the markets now. The new processors, Intel and AMD, they will need, or actually AMD will require DDR5 to make their processors run. And we see here quite nicely in this graph that on the 1st or 3rd of January, or actually beginning of 2022, the prices were at something like 400, somewhere between 400 and 450, and nowadays we're around 150 here. So we see here a price drop, and I also mentioned this in my lecture as well. In the lecture 1 on slide 5, I'm talking about vertical scaling, about performance. It gets faster, it gets cheaper for the CPU, for the bandwidth, for storage space, and vertical scaling. With vertical scaling you get quite far, and this shows, this article, that yeah, it gets cheaper. So first, if you want to scale vertically, and if this doesn't work anymore, if you have too many requests or very high load, then scale horizontally. The next article we also covered in this lecture. It's about HTTP 3 and QUIC. So this is finally a standard. So it was published, the HTTP HTTP3 standard was finally published, and we also saw some adoption. We talked about that. This was in lecture 4 in slide 7. So we talked here about QUIC, the benefits of QUIC, and the biggest advantage here is that you only need one round trip time. That means with the previous generation TCP and TLS you needed quite some time. With the old one you needed 3 handshakes. TLS 1.3 reduced this to 2, and now with HTTP3 we're at 1 round trip, and if you have already a known connection it's 0 round trip. So the first time to byte now gets significantly faster. This you will feel when the server is a bit further away, if it's not just behind the CDN that's just around the corner, but where you have a bit of latency, there you see the you will feel the effect. Then the next article is about a C cable that broke. I also talked about this. That was in a lecture, in the first lecture. We saw also the map of C cables, which is down here. And it was about fault tolerance, so that the network can break, which is also one of the fallacies, that the network is reliable. No, it's not. So for example, the C cable that can break, which also happened here. And it's the following article that talks about the countries that were affected. So Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, for example, were affected. And we can also go to the submarine cable site and see where this cable is connected from France here to Pakistan. So that's why you see now why Pakistan is having problems with internet. And this is a reminder that hardware can fail, internet is not reliable, and you can be offline, or entire countries can get offline. And the last article is about peer-to-peer. It's a German article from Golem, which say that the file sharing is or seems to be increasing. So there was a statement that the file sharing was becoming less and less and less popular. So fewer people used file sharing because there was Netflix, which made a reasonable offer, so you can watch your movies, your TV shows for a reasonable price. And this now changed, so there are many streaming services. They're fragmented, and if you want to watch all the series, you have to subscribe to multiple of those streaming services, and this becomes a bit too complicated, too cumbersome. So that's why file sharing is getting popular again. So BitTorrent is trending, and this is especially good news for the group number 1, which were looking into file sharing, who also presented a file sharing platform, which is this group here. It's about file sharing. So yeah, things that were popular in the past, now not only anymore, may become popular